From people who feel no pain, to brains that operate with half their parts missing, the human body is weirder than what you think. In this video, we are diving into the strangest and most unbelievable facts that sound fake, but they're absolutely true. Imagine waking up one day and suddenly speaking with a foreign accent you have never learned. British, French, even Chinese, and you have never left your country. Sounds like a prank, right? But it's real. It's called foreign accent syndrome. This extremely rare condition usually happens after brain injury, like a stroke or trauma. It affects the part of your brain that controls speech rhythm, intonation, and articulation. Your vocabulary stays the same, but your speech pattern shifts so much. It sounds like you have a completely new accent. Strange, right? Only about 100 cases have ever been documented since 1907. It's rare, bizarre, and still not fully understood. What if you could taste music, see sounds, or feel colors? No, this isn't the sci-fi superpower. It's a real neurological phenomenon called synesthesia. Synesthesia is when two or more senses blend together. For example, some people see colors when they hear certain notes. Others taste flavors when they read words. Imagine reading the word Monday and tasting strawberries. That's synesthesia. It happens because of cross-wiring in the brain. Sensory regions that are usually separate start firing together. Scientists think it might be due to a stronger connection in the brain's sensory cortex or less filtering between regions. It's not a disorder. In fact, many artists, musicians, and even mathematicians have synesthesia and say it helps them think more creatively. So next time you hear a song that just feels blue, maybe your brain is just beautifully wired for synesthesia. Imagine getting drunk without ever drinking alcohol. Sounds like a superpower or nightmare, huh? This rare condition is called Brewery syndrome, where your own body turns sugar into alcohol. Inside your gut live yeast and bacteria that normally help digest food. But in some people, these microbes go haywire and ferment carbs into actual alcohol inside their intestine. That means after eating bread, pasta, or sugary snack, they can feel tipsy, slur words, or even test positive on a breathalyzer without drinking a single drop. Brewery syndrome is incredibly rare but very real. It can cause dizziness, confusion, and social embarrassment, all caused by your own internal brewery. Treatment usually involves antifungal meds and diet change to stop the yeast overgrowth, proving sometimes your body is the wildest party host of all. What if I told you your body is literally falling apart right now, and you don't even notice it? Every single hour, you shed about 600,000 skin cells. That's more than 14 billion cells a day, and nearly 4 kilograms of dead skin a year. Where does it all go? Into your bed, your clothes, your floor, even the dust in your room. In fact, around 50% of household dust is actually dead human skin. This constant shedding is your body's way of renewing itself. Your skin completely replaces itself every 28 to 40 days, like a living conveyor belt of new cells, pushing the old one out. The outer layer of your skin, or the epidermis, is made mostly of dead cells already, and that layer is always flaking off, making room for fresh new skin underneath. Sounds harmless, yeah, but what if I told you that a simple sneeze, yes, just a sneeze, has been known to collapse lungs, break ribs, and even tear a hole in your throat? When you sneeze, air rushes out of your lung at a speed up to 160 km per hour or 100 miles per hour. That's like a mini explosion inside your chest. In rare cases, if you try to hold in a sneeze by pinching your nose or clamping your mouth shut, that pressure has nowhere to go. It can rupture your windpipe, cause air to leak into your neck, or even collapse a lung. One man once held in a sneeze and ended up with a torn throat. He couldn't speak or swallow for days. So next time you feel a sneeze coming, don't fight it, just let it fly. Politely, of course. Your lungs will thank you. You've heard of trusting your gut, right? But what if your gut actually had a brain of its own? It's true, your digestive system is home to what scientists call the second brain, known as the enteric nervous system. It contains over 100 million neurons, more than in your spinal cord, and it can function independently of your real brain. It controls digestion, nutrient absorption, even your mood. That's why your gut problems can affect your emotions. Ever felt butterflies in your stomach when you're anxious, or lost your appetite when stressed? That's your second brain talking. Even crazier, 90% of your body's serotonin, or the feel-good chemical, is made in the gut, not in the brain. So the next time your stomach feels something before your head does, your gut may know more than what you think. Imagine never being able to sleep again, not for days, weeks, or even months. Sounds like a nightmare, right? For people with fatal familial insomnia, this nightmare is real and is deadly. This ultra-rare genetic disorder destroys the part of the brain that controls sleep. Patients slowly lose the ability to fall asleep, leading to severe mental and physical decline. Without sleep, hallucinations, memory loss, and weight loss take over. The body begins to shut down. The sleep apocalypse is truly terrifying. Unfortunately, there is no cure. Most patients survive only 12 to 18 months after symptoms start. Believe it or not, humans can actually survive and even thrive with only half of their brain. Sounds impossible, right? There's a rare surgery called a hemispherectomy, where doctors remove or disable one entire half of the brain to treat severe epilepsy. After the surgery, the remaining half of the brain rewires itself. It takes over functions like movement, speech, and memory that the last half used to control. Even more amazing, kids' brains are incredibly adaptable. The younger the patient, the better the recovery. Sometimes they live completely normal lives. This shows how incredibly resilient and plastic our brains are. It's not about how much brain you have, but how well you use it. So head size doesn't prove how much strong is inside. What if I told you that one of your body's organs can completely regrow itself, even after losing more than half of its size? That organ is your liver. The liver is a superhero when it comes to regeneration. If part of it is damaged or surgically removed, the remaining liver cells multiply and grow, restoring it back to full size. This incredible ability helps the liver recover from injury, disease, or surgery. In fact, a donor can give up to 60% of their liver, and both donor and recipient's livers will regrow to normal size. Scientists study this amazing process to find clues for treating diseases and advancing organ transplantation.